going on? How you feeling?
We got something to talk about.
How you feeling? I said.
You know, I feel amazing.
Good.
I feel amazing like always, man. Waiting for people to jump on here so we can see what's going on.
Give
Let
some
people talk
chit
about
chat
this whole
conversation.
D Wade thing.
Yeah.
And his chilling, like we say in the South.
Cheering.
Your chilling.
Chilling or
your
cheering?
No, you're chilling.
Cheering.
What's going on with your chilling?
Where you cheering at?
You're chilling.
Yeah.
I like that little sweater.
Thanks. I couldn't get my beats to connect earlier today. I was on a Zoom call and they weren't acting right. I don't know.
I'm just waiting. We just waiting for
Sometimes they do.
What's going on? We got people.
Hey y'all, what's going on?
What's going on?
How you doing? How you feeling?
What's going on?
What's going on? What's going on? You got the super chat up. Is it up? Is it up?
It's up.
All
it's
right.
Up. It's up.
Let's get this conversation.
All right.
Sparked.
So what we want to talk about, man.
So the camera won't quit.
Huh?
Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
What you talking about?
Go ahead.
So we were having what's going on? What's going on? So what we were talking about, man. I know y'all see what I titled this thing, right? So in recent argument, D Wade wants to allow his son a full sex change and has named him Zaya. The mom, the biological mom, is like, court system, get them before they make this change.
Yeah. I'm glad she spoke up. I really am. I'm glad she spoke up because I like the fact that she wants to wait until he's 18.
Yeah.
It's too young. So many reports we've been watching, reading articles, looking at these documentaries that's talking about the adverse effects, especially psychologically, the younger.
Hold on and hold that thought. And before we get going, what we are talking about is the whole D Wade situation, changing his or wanting to change his son over to a female, or I don't know how. Man, the term's so messed up now. I don't know what to say. But I want to know y'all's thoughts. What do y'all think about that whole situation? Because situations like these are happening, and they're happening on the back end, and you might not see these as much because he's a celebrity.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to know y'all thoughts. Comment in the section. Comment over here below. We can see and read the comments. So we're gonna be responding back based on what y'all thinking, and we're gonna be talking about this situation. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna hold y'all too long, but we're curious to know. So I'm sorry. Bring
So
yeah,
right.
I'm sorry, I threw you off a little bit.
But no, I feel like, I'm glad that she wants him to wait and she's stepping in because, the media, they aren't really telling you, and even the medical practitioners aren't really giving the full disclosure when it comes to the adverse effects that these young people have over time, as they continue to, get older, and the problems that they have with their body if they do the full, transformation. So I just felt like it was quite a bit, I don't know if he's being pressured behind the scenes. You really can't tell based off of looking at him.
No, keep going.
Yeah, but the mom feels like he's being really pushed, and I don't know about being coerced, but
no, I believe that I don't know, man. I feel like it's more behind that, and I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? All right, I ain't here to judge nobody, right? But I want to say, what do you get from that? That your child turns from that starts at a very, very, very early age. I have nephews to his age.
Mm-hmm.
You go from that age, and then you want to convert and change your life forever to this other sex. I don't believe that you should allow that at that age. At that age, you have feelings and things change. It changes so much when you're youthful.
It does.
And then I believe that if he went and let him have that transition and that early, what if this boy get up in 5 years from now Now you want to detransition, or now the whole suicide thoughts have become too much because your physical being does not match what you want to be on the inside. Your outside ain't matching. He's going, because like I heard someone say, imagine D Wade is 6 foot something. Well, imagine when you get humongous.
Right.
What about when he get humongous? What you gonna do?
And then I think, society is painting this false narrative for these youth because they think they're going to look like some of these, other girls who
Yeah.
were born who are born a biological girl, and the chemical makeup and how they look naturally may not.
Thank you, the Boogaloo. Thank you.
May not look the way you think you might look. Even if this person is of the same race as you still may not look like that, because that is the natural makeup and chemistry of a girl.
Case in point. Have y'all ever you ever buying something online? You ever buy something online? You about to buy it.
Mm-hmm.
The dude on the mannequin got the hit like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? You like, boy, I'm a little just like that, boy, when I put mine on, like, ah. And then you get that same outfit, and you be like, boy, I don't look like this person. Why I don't look like that?
It happens all the time.
And I believe that could be the same thing, because if you're looking at other people that have done that, or not even done that, you looking how pretty this woman is, I don't want to look like that. Okay, you do it. I think that's so dangerous, and just because you have the money to do it, do you know how much the study it costs to change a sex over? That's $70,000 to $100,000 to make that change, and that's just on the surgery.
That doesn't even. And that's just what, one surgery.
That's one surgery.
So it's per surgery.
It could be.
I'm sure. I know it's going to be. It's the course of surgeries. Yeah, one of the documentaries you watched, they were saying, they spent, based off of each surgery.
I thought it was one surgery, but that could very well be. And you got to have big bread. I don't understand. Let me see. I'm on a
yeah, go back.
I'm gonna go back up. Go back up.
Yeah.
So the Boogaloo said, it's such a tragic situation to be in when you feel like the opposite sex. The real chance they have to become passable is to transition during puberty. But the mindset isn't mature enough yet. No, I understand exactly. No, I totally agree, because that's that
right
in between phase.
And what if the kid changes their mind and decides, you know what, even though this may be what I'm feeling right now, feelings change and they aren't facts. So even though you may be feeling this at this moment, that does not necessarily mean a year from now you're still going to be feeling that way.
And Tracy, yeah, I agree. I've never heard of this growing up. Let me tell you we from Atlanta, Georgia. We reside in California, but we're from Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm going to say, being from Atlanta, Georgia, I didn't see this. The closest I saw this was, so we used to have this thing called, in Atlanta, Georgia, called, it was after a time of Freaknik. And then what happened was, after Freaknik, people would congregate on Peachtree Street, and they would be there all weekend showing you off your cars and riding. But if you went further up to Buckhead, you would see more men that were selling their bodies looking like women.
Mm-hmm.
So I had never saw that in my life until I was in my high school. So now imagine, but look how distant that was. That was nowhere near me.
Yeah.
And so now you think about you seeing children in your classroom that have, how do you not get bullied? I know the school is trying to change kids over, and they trying to implement this whole doctrine into kids. But do you really think that's going to stop bullying? You think that's going to stop issues? Things will continue to happen, and things will get worse. And then they're talking about how the whole mindset of suicide picks up. Do you think that's going to help? And why? What kind of parent wants to go ahead and let them do that? You love your child that much that you want to do that for them. If you love them that much, you let them get older and make them choices.
Yeah, I feel like, and getting the right counsel, the right therapist, the right people who really support a sound faith-based doctrine.
Right.
Because many of the therapist, or one of the therapists we saw, was just as confused and
Exactly. They definitely don't mention the health risk.
mm-mm.
They don't mention health
And
risk because they just make it look.
And that was one of the most things that stood out to me. The most prevailing things is that these people talk about their bodies and how it's not right, and they're having all these other issues, and even their sex drives and things like that aren't working the way they expected them to after they went through this transition. It's not the same.
No, I mean, you got to give people a chance, man. You just because I like chocolate chips when I'm a kid don't mean I want chocolate chips when I get older. My taste buds might change. I want vanilla. I want peanut butter cookies. But now I'm stuck on chocolate chips.
And I like what Christine said, is children can be easily manipulated into making these decisions. Exactly.
I agree. And I feel like there has to be some kind of compensation. There has to be some kind of award D. Wade is going to get for doing that. Because I don't know no fathers that I know want that from their child. What are you getting out of it from doing that? And what if they had complications and it killed your child making that? You don't know.
It's a risk. It's a risk. That's what they mentioned. It's a risk.
I feel a way about it when it's that young of age, man. It's like, when you become grown, you can do your own stuff and you take the risk yourself. You're privy to what's going on. You can make them choices. You got the resources to do it. But when you that little, man, you just notice this dangly thing that's hanging from you just a couple years ago.
Yeah.
You just start coming in the house and talking about you and forgetting to wear deodorant, and it smell like onions up in there. You just noticing you ain't had no time to experience nothing yet.
Too much.
What you mean ain't too much?
That's too much. Too much.
Yeah, so I mean, that's why I'm just thinking, man, I think it's getting out of hand with this kind of stuff, whether the money or not. I think you should if they are going to do it with a child that young, whoever the doctor is should make a child, it should be a 2.5, it should be 3-year waiting period. If it's a year for an adult, it should be like a 3-year waiting period for them to get it. So within the 3 years, we're going to see if the child wants to change their mind.
Yeah, I think it should be where kids are not able to have that, right. I think it needs to be 18, because at least it gives the kid to go through adolescence and, the developmental stage, and even the brain, they're saying, is not still fully developed at 25. They're saying they really want to push, adolescence through like your mid to late 20s because of the decision-making process and how, vulnerable and the changing brain of a young teen.
Yeah.
And a young 21 years, that's why the drinking age.
Right.
But even still.
Have you ever gotten, I don't think you have. Have you ever got a tattoo you didn't like?
Mm-mm.
I did. When I was about, how old is D. Wade's son? How old is he? Maybe about
15, I think.
Is he 15?
Mm-hmm.
I was perfect. When I was 15, I was same age. Everybody in my neighborhood was getting tattoos by one of our friends of ours in the neighborhood. He was tattooing people at the house.
What?
I was 15 years old, never had a tattoo. I had got my first tattoo, and he tattooed it prison style, right? Jailhouse style. He had the needle, blah, 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 blah.
My
I wanted a cross. I don't know if you can really see it. Yeah, you can. Look, wrong arm. So right here, right, you can see this is a cover up. But if you can tell, like, between the edges, what it was under it. The guy, he had did my tattoo. And when I got home, my homeboy, I think I went back out, my homeboy saw it, and he said, boy, that looked like an airplane.
Wow.
So, and I did that because everybody else was doing it in the neighborhood and it seemed cool for the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But after some time passed, I remember how much a bad choice that was.
Well, yeah.
Looking at others, at hindsight, I made a bad choice and had it covered up. He can't get that covered up. Once you chop the hot dog off and fold it into a bun.
Stop it.
But
it's a series of things that, it's a transition. It's a transition, that it takes time, but still when that process starts, just think you start the process getting all these chemicals, injected, and then you change, the kid changes their mind, and now they have to get other chemicals to counter those chemicals, so they will have an adverse effect or different effect versus producing more estrogen. They'll be having to do um, drugs to help produce increase the testosterone.
I'm trying to think like, all right, right.
Exactly. I feel the same way.
Yeah,
People
it shouldn't
shouldn't.
play God.
No, you're
Absolutely
right.
not. Yeah, absolutely not. You were made with a purpose. There, I'm sorry if you feel the way you taking the lie and try to change its purpose, but you were made with an intended purpose before you were born. You have a purpose. You have a purpose, and your purpose isn't to turn into this or turn into that.
God doesn't make mistakes.
He don't make mistakes. He don't make mistakes.
He doesn't make mistakes.
But I feel like we're in a time that a lot more people are going to want to go do this. You got the education system pushing that all these things are okay.
Yeah.
You know, we in a world that is real. It's getting real foreign.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. And that's where the adults need to be able to stand up and be, adults and adult your kid and explain and talk to the kid about what's going on. And it's okay to have these feelings or even be confused about your natural biological gender, or sex rather.
But listen, but look, his voice, what if his voice is really thick and then you try to get the estrogen and you trying to thin the voice out, that voice ain't gonna never be that soft. You gonna be a big dude. That's gonna be a big dude. Gabrielle Union ain't she ain't short. No, not Gabrielle. They ain't mama, but not Gabrielle, but his mama, not Gabrielle Union, but his mama ain't short.
Okay.
She's not a really short lady, and her dad is super tall.
Okay.
So you gonna be a big dude. Mom, I want some cereal. I'm on my period.
Stop it.
I want to use the girls' bathroom. How does that? And then you kind of like, I don't know, man. It's so confusing, bro. I don't even know how to use these terms.
Yeah, I just feel like when it comes to kids, people should wait until they're at least 18. 21 would be ideal. But,
correct.
18.
That's what we were saying, Axe, man, that he said that man is a weirdo, shaking my head. When he gets older, he can do what he wants. That's exactly what we were saying. When you get to older enough, so you can make a choice that you are okay with and not just based on, well, this how I am now, and I might as well go make the whole way. You don't know. You could have a whole different mind shift in the next 5 years. He's 15. Yeah. What if at 26 you've like,
because even older, people who are adults that have done this in adulthood and have detransitioned, it's they're saying the same thing. This is, they made a horrible mistake and they were adults when they did this surgery.
Yeah.
Or went through the transitioning and started. So just imagine a kid. Oh, it's, fun, exciting. Oh, it's the cool thing. It's in. It's what everybody is doing in my generation. So, yeah, let me do it too. And the parent is like, okay, honey, yeah, come on, let's do this. Absolutely not. No, that's when the parent says, okay, let's sit down and have a conversation. Then we need to go and get the right therapist so they can really explain and then do the research. Go and talk to some doctors who are really going to tell you the truth about what these drugs are going to do along the way.
Could you imagine that joke? He gets 6'9" tall, and then you palming basketballs, and can't if you man, I think it's a different thing, especially when you're gonna be a big boy. That's even more. That's tough.
That's true. What he's saying is that the big bucks, the corporations, of course, because those are the chemicals that they're promoting, and they're making quite a bit of money off of it. And that's what the mom was saying. He's already got endorsements in there lined up.
That's right. There were endorsements
already. Yep.
Man, that's crazy, bro. I mean,
yeah. If we had a kid, I already know it would be conversations that we would definitely have to have.
I'd be trying my best to homeschool them because we're in California,
Yeah. Oh, the kid would be homeschooled.
It'd be homeschooled.
Most definitely.
What's going on? What's going on, Doris?
Hey, how you doing?
What's going on?
Yeah.
Good night.
Going on? What's going on, X-Man?
So, man, we just feel some type of way about this whole thing about being able to transition a child. I've never. This is all new stuff. I had never heard of this stuff until the last couple of years. I never knew that you could even do that to a child. So That's all we wanted to say, man. I just want to come in and see thoughts. Y'all pretty much agree on the same thing we think,
Yeah.
and we're the same thing. We're not out here, like you said, bashing groups or anything, but like, come on, let's be real, man. Kids.
Yeah. We just want to, we just been talking about it amongst ourselves and want to see what some of our squad, also felt about it. Is that, kids are, that's a vulnerable, population, and just feel like they need more time. They
Give,
need more
give, give
time.
them more time.
More time, because kids are natural. They like to play. They want to do things. They're back and forth. They want to try different things. But that is something huge to want to try and start that process. I think it just should be a very something that's done when the kid is an adult, 21, 18. Push it as long out as you can to give them a really opportunity to see and hear what some of these other people who've already done that, see what they're saying and listen to them to get more facts. And then make a decision when you have all the sound facts.
And I don't know all the details on the mom, or everything what the mom is saying. I know she's against it, but I support the mom in saying, hey, no, she probably know on the back end it's a whole money ploy, but this is her baby. How many kids does he have?
I know he has one with Gabriel Union. I don't
Okay.
know if he has any other outside of the son.
Exactly. I respect people being whatever they want to be, but leave the children alone. I'm the same way. We all have a choice.
Yeah.
We all have a choice. I don't think you have much of a choice when you're that young. I think you just can be allowed or not allowed to do it. But we all have a choice, and that can affect our life forever.
Yep.
So.
Exactly, because you think about it, when you were a teen, there were certain things that you did when you were a kid that you're not going to do now as an adult.
Yeah, child needs care, not a sex change. I totally agree.
Yeah, and why are you not going to do the things as an adult that you used to do as a kid? Because they no longer suit you. Your mindset was very immature. You were young.
Yeah.
Some of the neurotransmitters and things in your brain weren't even fully developed that allowed you to make proper and accurate decision making.
Yeah.
So now as an adult, I'm not going to do that because I'm not 11, I'm not 10, I'm not 12. You know what I'm saying? You see what I mean?
And I just think about all the feelings you can have. Because what if, 5 years from now, you just having a girl walk, you'd be like, "Ooh, look at the booty on her. Oh, what's going on? What's going on?" I just like, it can, what, you had this feelings, and then you have already made this choice, and you're like, what am I going to do? That's such a way for the enemy to bring in the suicide. But I'm sorry, man. I went on a tangent, went on a little ranty rant, but I just feel some way about it.
So guys, I don't want to cut you off, but we're gonna start, coming live once a week to chat up with you guys, to drop in and say hello, and just have some conversations. So let us know if there's anything hot topic trending that you want to talk about, you want to hear our views on, because you do know that we like to keep, we're pretty much going to be honest about how we feel and share, honestly based off of, I guess our values, what we feel. I'm supposed to trust that. Right. Exactly. Christine. Right. Exactly. That's the whole point. Yeah. So glad you guys are feeling this. Thank you for hopping on. Hope you all are doing well out there. Continue to, pursue the things that you want to do, but we'll definitely hop back on.
Oh my goodness!
Next week,
hey,
what you got to say?
We appreciate y'all. This has been fun, man. We definitely gonna keep on doing it. Hey, big props to you guys going down to the conservative rabbit hole. You guys helping unlock some big for our American. Yeah, we have, and I wanna go off in a tangent, but we are down that rabbit hole, and we have chosen to take that direction. Just period, because once we start really starting understanding the things going on and the values on the conservative side, we start noticing that this follows more of our values of God and things that we feel are better for the country. And we start to step away from our emotions and start stepping into reality.
I'm listening to and really liking what, a lot of the things.
Don't be rushing me, woman.
Yeah, you be going too long. But Yeah, it's just interesting and to learn, to be able to learn and have and base your observation, judgments, if you will, on solid information
Nation,
and facts, and not
emotion.
an emotion, but also the chain of misinformation
Yeah.
that nobody reads, that we allow people to say they said they. Who is they? It's we grew up on they said. Who is they?
Black people did grow up when they said what
They said,
has always been a part of the black
and
community.
they will have you right on following a whole lot of people walking off a cliff because you just following the crowd. Y'all going, I don't know, I'm just gonna hop in here and follow y'all too, and one by one going down the cliff. I mean, come on, no. And that's what is said is about many people is that we just follow along when it comes to popular culture. We just go along with the flow because it's the end thing.
And now the thing, what you say now, if a person is going against the what you're for, you a racist and a bigot now. That's them the two things that go together now. You a racist and a bigot. Everybody racist and a bigot if you ain't going for the agenda, whatever color you are, black, white, so we not for it, man. Times have changed and times are showing that things are about to go down in this world and we need to start paying attention. We start reverencing God more. Heather, I hope y'all check out the documentary Uncle Tom 2. I think we saw Uncle Tom 1. Was that 2 or 1? I thought we saw 1.
Coming Soul?
No, Uncle Tom.
Okay, I don't know.
The documentary. Yeah. When we saw the documentary, had everybody
Okay.
you had Officer Tate, it had Candace Owens.
Oh yeah.
Everybody and the guy, remember that one guy was like, once he started understanding on the conservative side what that was, he lined up with his values.
Right. I think that was 1. I don't think that was
That might have been
2.
1. I didn't know if they had. I didn't know there was Uncle Tom 2. I know I saw 1, so I'm gonna definitely check it out.
Yeah, Christine had mentioned about getting a lot of hate for even hearing the other side out. Appreciate you guys. We most definitely, Christine, we have
we
been the couple that we're gonna go with what we decide as husband and wife team.
Yeah.
We're not easily influenced by family, by people who are, in our circle. We're going to go and do the investigation ourselves because at the end of the day, you got to be able to walk out your life situation regardless what anybody else thinks. When you go to bed at night and you wake up in the morning, you got to look yourself in the mirror. We got to look at ourselves. We live with with each other. So what's important to us is how we feel and our values.
Yeah.
So that's always been us. We've been willing to put the foot forward and not be afraid to step out there and do what's right because that's what we feel.
Yeah, and we've always been that way. We never really had a political stance.
We didn't
because we didn't know how to get into those conversations because we weren't then
surrounded by it,
surrounded or privy to how that what goes on the political side. But once I started, it was real quick before we said, "Wait a minute now, what?"
And then many of us, hey, what's up, Hope and Peace? We were talking about D Wade's and children, we felt like we're being a little pushed to go over to be in transition a little too early. We feel like, a lot too early, pretty much. We feel like that should be something that when they get to be an adult, then they can make that decision. But now we're just talking about how we got over to where we are when it comes to our political views. I was going to say, I think many of us go with how we are raised. We go with what our families and parents, pretty much teach us until college. And maybe sometimes, if a person doesn't go to college, you still may tend to lean towards the way you were brought up. So
I like when what Tree said. I'm normally pretty much independent. Not this year. The progressive agenda is what I think God teaches. I agree. It's like
okay
because what's wrong?
He said Jonathan said check out Killer Mike's trigger warning.
I definitely got. Oh, for sure.
Hand me that sticky pad in that drawer right there.
We're taking notes
in that drawer. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, so I was thinking a shout out, man, to the Uncle Tom's video because we had started going to the content, looking to the conservative content, start reacting to it. But then when we saw Uncle Tom, I think that's where it really started kind of changing our perspective on red or blue or just sides in general. And because let's be honest, there's certain things on both sides that not everyone agrees to the T, but there's certain things that you lean to that are more value in line up with you, and there's certain on the other side that just totally opposite of you.
Mm-hmm.
And never pick sides based on culture. Don't pick it based on education. Pick things based on your education and your research. I tell people, we believe in God. We read the Bible. We read our Bible. I tell people that, not forcing my beliefs on anybody, but I said, don't go by what your parents taught you. Read for yourself. And that's just in life in general.
Yeah.
Educate yourself. Educate yourself. Make your decisions sound on you and no one else.
Hope and Peace said that, D. Wade was kind of going bankrupt, or his contract in media ran out and had no cash coming.
See, that's what I was wondering.
Okay,
I was wondering, was there a financial thing going on that say, yeah, man, son, because we're gonna get $70 million in endorsements if you go ahead and make this change.
That's a lot to put your kid through.
For some money?
It's not enough money. It ain't even worth it.
No,
for
it ain't.
The damage psychologically, let alone physically, that could potentially go wrong. Well, that is gonna change some things. Period.
He trying to change that boy to Dwyane man, boy. Be out there.
Stop it. Yep.
That boy gonna be out there Dwyane man, bro.
So true.
What is that? When you stop there for stand up children, yeah, for real. Feels like to be a girl. No, I mean, everybody. Hey, I don't know. I can only really speak from my perspective. I'm not for it. I'm not for picking, like, you should be able to, you can make this life-changing decision at that young of an age. It's too young. Mm-hmm. Too young. I forgot, I think it was Christina said, my child, like, I thought that was too funny. My nephew like dinosaurs. You think I'm going to let them pick a gender? No.
Yeah, Tracy, I can agree. She said she didn't pay any attention to politics until 2017. Right. I feel you. Yep. Democrat. That was my family too.
All I know is as black people, we weren't supposed to vote. You don't supposed to vote for Trump, and you're supposed to go whatever the Democrats do. That's
yeah. We're learning how things going down, and I see what she's saying. Out here we're learning, but you have to be able to think for yourself, and that's the most important part for me. Being able to think for yourself and not being afraid to stick with what you truly believe and know is right according to what God's word is.
Absolutely. Educate yourself.
That's it.
Educate yourself.
Well, all right, y'all.
All right.
We are about to get to it. So glad that you hopped on with us. We are definitely going to be doing this once a week. So what you got? We'll be back.
That's it, man.
All right.
Like, comment, subscribe. Don't take a nose dive, but comment in the section below if you want some more. We appreciate y'all, man. We appreciate y'all for real.
And one more thing, we're going to have some other stuff that we're going to dive into really a little deeper on Buy Me a Coffee.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we'll be posting it. Yeah. You're going to post on the community board?
I am.
Okay.
You'll be able to just go over there because certain things, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Y'all know
so
it.
We can dive deeper in it. Yeah, over there.
So.
All right, guys. So see you soon. Love you guys.
Y'all. Love y'all.
Bye.
Bye-bye.